discover our life of meaning and purpose to the degree that we change the world. And we change the world to the degree that we know some of the truth about our own magnificence and what we offer.
Robert V. Taylor.
I want to introduce you to Robert Taylor.
Robert Taylor.
Author Robert Taylor is here to help us out.
Robert V. Taylor is the author of A New Way to Be Human.
Author Robert Taylor. Coming up next, spiritual author Robert Taylor.
Robert V. Taylor. Welcome to Conversations.
You know what it's like to have to tread carefully, so you've got some thoughts on this issue.
So often you see a sort of a book like this or a self-help book and you think, oh my gosh, it's all this work I've got to do.
Totally.
And, you know, there is work that we do and it comes in the choices that I write about and those things are transformative and they change our lives forever.
You have such wonderful wisdom in this book.
You know, somebody asked me at a book event a few days ago, what if you don't have anything interesting in your story? And my heart went out to her.
Right.
Because I believe that in each of our stories, there is universal wisdom and truth, and there is spiritual learning for each of us.
You talk about kind of those, I like how you described it as a holy surprise.
Yeah. Well, the holy surprises are really about finding joy and delight. You know, I think sometimes we're reticent to talk politics because we've been told that it's one of the two topics we don't talk about, that and religion. But in the course of day-to-day stuff, not just in a situation where someone is angry, annoyed about something, try to find those stories that connect you. I think when we look at the political discourse in our country right now, we realize that it's sort of dead in the water. We're at a level of, you know, the quick sound bite and lots of demonizing of people who have different perspectives. When I claim my voice, I begin to have, with all of the truth about who I am, I then yearn to meet you in all of your truth and in all of your wonder. And suddenly we start having these unexpected connections. And I think this is a wonderful moment for us to reclaim our place in the political process. And we can only do it by actually talking about politics.
What a privilege to interview Archbishop Desmond Tutu and author Robert Taylor.
There's this wonderful Mayan phrase that says, you are another me, I am another you. You know, I believe that our DNA is wired for us to be compassionate.
Doesn't he speak well?
Tutu appearing with protege Robert V. Taylor, a pioneering gay clergyman and author of the book, A New Way to Be Human.
I could have spent hours talking to those two.
I can see why.
When I was a little kid, I used to love going fishing with my dad. I don't tell this in the book, but it was a big adventure to go with Dad fishing for the day. And that's the story I'd tell. And when I was 8 or 9, I would tell the story about going fishing with my dad and how I hated to kill the fish. And when I was in my 30s and 40s, I told the same story, but it revealed a different truth to me because I was at a different place. It was a story about a wonderful man who never knew how to express emotions. And this was his way of doing it. So instead of seeing this bucket of work and the bucket of my neighborhood or whatever the circumstance is,
Put it together, enjoy it, put it out there.
And that's where you discover what I started with saying, this profound sense of happiness about your own well-being and the well-being of others.